they don't even want to know what that child is, you understand, wants to be. But because maybe mommy wants to become a doctor while she was young and she missed the opportunity, now she wants a teenager to project her life to be what she wanted to be. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, to some parents, I think that is norm to them. But to somebody like me, I have grown-up teenagers who are, some of them are both teenage age now. I think it is good we have everyone play out his or her destiny with guidance of parents. I am particular about that guidance because the adage that says what a man sits and sees, if a child climbs an iroko tree, he can see it. We are talking about experience, not particularly what you personally have passed through, but because of what you have seen people of your age, people that are above you of age, people that are below you of age, that have passed through as an experience. You wouldn't want it to befall your children growing up. So that is why we are skeptical about, this guidance of a teen, making sure that they don't go astray before our very eyes. So everyone, to me, is to play out what your destiny is all about in guidance, to it. As parents, we should stand as guidance to our children achieving their purpose on earth. Not you in particularly imposing what you want them to become. It's a matter of discussion, and I think that's how it should go.
Thank you, Daddy. I think Daddy is talking about creating a balance. In as much as you want your child to move in the right way, you also need to listen to that child so that together you can collaborate to have a great future. Thank you so much, Daddy. Yes, and then Mommy, what is your advice for teenage parents, for parents who have teenage daughters? What's your advice for parents who have teenage daughters? Like, in this world that we have now, the way the girl child is portrayed, what is your opinion on, or what should a parent that has a teenage daughter do?
Praise the Lord. As a parent, you need to be closer to them. Be closer to them. Be their friend. Don't shout at them. The life you want them to live, you live that life. Because when you live that life, if they go astray, they will say, I didn't see my parents living this life. Even if they have a friend that we ask them to do otherwise, they will think twice. So that's my advice.
I get the point where you said that as a teenage parent, you need to live the life that you want your child to live. That is very key. Thank you so much, Mommy. Daddy, do you have anything to say about that? Okay, I have another question. In this world that we have, we pay attention to the girl child. In fact, we also celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, but it seems as if many people don't pay attention to the boy child. And we'll see that many families, they are all after their daughter. Oh, don't do this, don't get pregnant, put me to shame. But they are being lackadaisical when it comes to their boy child. What do you have to say about that?
The both of them, both the girl child and the boy child, should be taken seriously and should be guided in the same way. Just that in the world we are, the girl child is more vulnerable than that of the boy. The boy, in strength, he can defend himself to an extent. But the girl child, what strength does she have? So that is why parents are more, skeptical about the girl child. A boy child can pregnate a woman today, and tomorrow he refuses to marry her, and he goes on his life. But a girl child who is impregnated today, a lot of things will happen to her. One, she may not face a better marriage tomorrow because of that stigma that have already come to her, that already befallen her. And in that case, that is why we are very, very skeptical about them. Any failure of a girl child at the teenage age will go a long way to hurt her. But a boy child can as well, merry-go-round and move on with his life. So that is why parents are more skeptical about training up a girl child, with more iron hand than that of a boy child.
Thank you, Daddy. But I want to also, okay, let's put it to what we are going through, what is happening around us. Unlike before, now even boys are susceptible to abuse. Even men abuse young boys and stuff like that. Yes, okay, the percentage is low. Okay, but you still feel that parents should also, what will I call it, treat young boys also, and should also follow up young boys even as they do for young girls. Thank you so much, Daddy. Thank you so much, Mommy. It's nice having you here. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yes. Okay, so we have heard from the horse's mouth, and then they have told us how it is very important for parents to be after the well-being of both their boy child and their girl child. And then Mommy also said something very important, that as parents we must portray what we want our child to be. So it is do as I do and not just do as I say. So I'm going right now to see if there are some teenagers. Okay. So I'm going to be handing over to my partner.
Okay. So we're about to interview another teenager and a parent. Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. I'm going to start with you. So how was the program for you? Even though we just introduced it, how was it? Did you like it? What did you take from the program?
The program was very interesting. I'm glad I was able to participate. It affords me the opportunity to learn, most especially to interact with my teenager.
Okay, so they gave us a question, yeah. So as a parent, what's that one trait that you would love to see in your teenager? It may not be one, but what are those traits that you would love your teenager to possess?
Well, most importantly, I would like to see where my teenager has the fear of God, be more serious with the things that concerns, the kingdom work, and generally committed to God. Yeah.
Yes. So what are the things that you feel teenagers are misled about in this our generation, that you want to actually advise them that it's actually not what you think it is? What are those things?
Well, technology, social media, life in general. This is a stage where they are very enthusiastic about life. They are just, coming to the realization of themselves and so on. So a lot of things, a lot of things. My advice to the teenagers is, please listen to your parents. At this time, you need them. They have passed through this stage that you are. They have experienced a lot of things, some good, some bad. So from these experiences, they will have a lot to be able to teach you. If your parents had a bad experience, I believe that you shouldn't have to learn from your experience. That's why God took them through all that, so you could learn.
Okay, so during the program, we asked the question. Our host actually told us about teenagers having the opinion that I want to be me. So what's your opinion on that kind of concept that teenager is always saying, I want to be me? What's your take on it? And do you think a teenager should really be them, or they should listen or follow the paths their parents have set out for them?
Well, there are times I would tell people that if when I was 18, I had a person who would guide me the way I felt I ought to, most especially academically, I think I would have gone very far in life. I would have gone very far in life. And that's why I always tell my children that you have a rare opportunity. This kind of opportunity, I don't really have it. So I just can't allow you to be yourself. Because sometimes when you allow them to be themselves, that self that they want to be is not something I think as a parent we will be proud of, or maybe something the community will be proud of. So in as much as you would like to be yourself, you need guide. You need guide. You just can't do it alone. Not now, at least.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. Over to you. So, how was the program for you? What did you take from the program? Did you enjoy the program? Even though we were just introducing it, did you enjoy it? What were just your take-homes from the program?
Okay, I enjoyed the program a lot. I learned a lot of things. I learned new things. I learned practically how to be a new teenager.
So what are those traits that you appreciate in a parent? Like, what are those traits that you think, oh, if a parent possesses this, then this parent is like the best parent I can ever have? That those wonderful traits you appreciate in a parent?
Okay. Naturally, me, I have a mom that advises a lot. So having that type of parent is the best in the world, because if you have someone that advises you on every step in your life, that means you are good to go, because you know where you are wrong and where you are right.
So as a teenager, I mean, not everybody's perfect. In fact, everybody's not perfect. And I know that you also are not perfect. So can you mention those things that you think, if you improve on, will make you a well-rounded teenager?
Okay. If I improve in the kingdom work, okay, and I am sound academically, and I am a good work to society, I engage in society, I am good to my parents, I am not a bad teenager, I feel I can.
Okay. So, as a parent, what do you think what are the traits you think, if they possess, they'll be a well-rounded parent?
I just think, I feel being harsh to a teenager, sometimes to me, I feel it is overdoing. But now that I am growing higher, I feel that it is a way of, because they have gone through all this, they have had mistakes and the rest, so they don't want you to go through that path of having mistakes. So I feel them advising you and them correcting you the way of life, is making them a good parent.
Okay, so from what you are saying, I can deduce that you think beating a child is not actually right. So how do you think, or how do you want your parents to actually advise you? Is it that they should sit you down and then talk you through it, or they should just beat you and say, no, don't do it?
Personally, beating me I feel it's very, very wrong, but in the normal sense, the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child. So sometimes, although you need the beating, you also need the advice. There are sometimes that my mom has beaten me to the extent that, see, let's just say, I was very angry to the extent that, but I have learned from that now. At least I know not to go back to that place. If not, my body will tell me.
So you are saying that we need both of them to be balanced. There can be beating, there can also be advice. Okay, so what is one thing that you like about your daughter on a personal level? What is that thing that you like about her and you want her to continue to exhibit?
She's smart. She's sharp. Yeah. She doesn't allow herself to get intimidated easily. Yeah, and I like the fact that, especially after rounding up with secondary school, she's more dedicated to the things of God, especially in the teens church. I love that a lot.
And you, what is that one thing that you like about your mom that you want her to continue to possess and exhibit?
Okay, my mom encourages me. She's always by my side. She's my bestie, let's put it like that. So I like that from her. We could continue now. She behaves like a teenager, even though sometimes I just try to bring her down, that makes her that she's still a millennial, but no, she enters that Gen Z space.
Okay, thank you so much for the interview. This was great. Thank you very much. Okay, so we just interviewed our parents and teachers and teenagers, and we can see that there was a lot of insights from today's introduction service, the PTM. We learned a lot. We learned that as parents, we should not just be shouting. Don't just say do, do, do. Give the reason why they shouldn't do what they are doing. And as teenagers, don't say you want to be me. They're just like, I want to be me. Your parents have seen farther than you. They know what you don't know. They've seen farther. They've already gone through those things. So they don't want you to exhibit those same mistakes as them. So teenagers, listen to your parents. And parents, yes, we also learned another thing, that as children, you are supposed to teach them. As teens, you are supposed to coach them. And as young adults, you are supposed to be their friend. So let's endeavor to be our teenagers' teacher, coach, and friend at different stages of their life. Let's not mistake the other. When we're supposed to be their friend, let's not be their teacher. Yes, so today's message or today's service was really insightful. It was really insightful.
Okay. Thank you very much. You're welcome, ma'am. Okay. Okay, so you're welcome, ma'am. How did you see today's teaching and what did you learn from it?
Good morning. Today's program, very interesting. I've learned a lot. As a parent, we should learn how to talk to our teenagers in a calm and a comfortable way, in a way that they will understand, not by shouting or scolding them. Even when they have gone wrong, there's a way you call them and you talk to them, they will understand that what they have done is wrong. Yes.
Thank you so much. What about you?
I'll say today's program was very, very good. I liked the parts that they talked about in today's program.
So what did you learn?
I learned that when our parents are trying to correct us, we should pay attention, and there is every reason behind their corrections. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So one important question I want to ask you before I leave is that what method of correction has your mom used in the past that you really love? Or what is the best method of correction that you think should your mom gives that you really love?
Okay. My mom will say, Ada, come here. Sit down. Let me talk to you. Then, she starts talking, telling me reasons why I shouldn't do this. Okay, during my time, this is how it is. And, just like that.
So you think that method is more effective? Okay, mama. So what is your advice for parents that have teenagers out there?
Teenage life is a very delicate period, and we parents, we have gone through it. We know what it is like. And out of our experience, I will advise parents that they should get closer to their teenagers, their teenage daughter or son, irrespective of who they are. We should get closer to them, try to make them friends, make friends with them, talk to them, and also using your own life experience helps also to talk to them. By so doing, because some of them, they will want to know why you are doing this. So using your own life experience, like our mommy said, some of us have made mistakes in the past, and we wouldn't want our children to go through such a experience. So you using your own life experience also to talk to them will go a long way. So get closer to your children, try to know who their friends are, the people they relate with. Like what I always tell my children, make friends with children that will help you climb that ladder of success, not the people that will bring you down. There are so many friends in the world, but choose your friends. Your friends should not choose you.
That is noted. Choose your friend. Your friend should not choose you. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, sis. It was nice having you. So we can see the importance of choosing our friends and not allowing our friends to choose us. That is very important in the life of every teenager. And then mommy said one thing that is very important, that you should know your children's friend. Don't just let them walk about. Don't know their friends and embrace them. Try to know who they are. Okay, try to know who they are. Try to know who your children's friend are. Don't make them a loner. Don't chase their friend from them. Okay. So now we are going to invite the pastor of the teenagers to close up this forum. Pastor Philip, you're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. Can you tell me what the initiative behind this program is?
Okay. The Parents, Teenagers and Ministers Forum is an initiative that is targeted to achieve developing our teenagers. We have an intention for our teenagers, and this intention is from the intention God has for them, and we are working aligned with God's will to build these teenagers to become champions. And they are called spec teenagers because they are special, they are